stars align. Kelly Coffee takes you on a ride divine. In her thought bubble we soar through the night, exploring the universe, our vision takes flight. The symphony of galaxies fills the air. Come with me, let's ride on the cosmic breeze. With Kelly Coffee we'll journey through galaxies. In her God bubble we'll explore the unknown, a grand adventure like no other we've
change, been through a lot of pain. Some things are not the same as they were a year ago, but all will be okay. I move on each and every day. The past is where it stays, way back a year ago. I've changed for the better this time. I thought I would never be fine. I strive just to say I'm alright, and for the first time in a long time I'm alright. I've seen a lot of change, been through a lot of pain. Some things are not the same as they were a year ago, but all will be okay. I move on each and every day. The past is where it stays, way back a year ago. I'm not falling. I'll push all my chips and call all in. I'll bet on myself, you keep stalling. I hear destiny and it's calling. I'll keep my head up high through the downs and lows, and we're all going live. Still nobody knows, but I'ma choose what's right and take what comes and goes. And ain't no one in life holding me back no more. I've seen a lot of change, been through a lot of pain. Some things are not the same as they were a year ago, but all will be okay. I move on each and every day. The past is where it stays, way back a year ago. Back a year ago.
Well, thank you so much. Oh my gosh. At least I caught that early. Thank you, Sarah. I said hi. I said hi to Brian. Hi to Sarah. I hope the music played at the very least. I hope the music was playing. So yeah, I just said good morning. What you guys doing? Stuff like that. We're here for the remote viewing, so you don't have to take my word for anything. Oh, thanks, Brian. It's like Kelly does her broadcasts telepathically. It's like, yeah, I was testing you. Yeah, I was testing your remote viewing. Did you pass? If not, take my class. There, there you go. Oh my gosh, you guys. Holy crap. I've been doing really well with that. Like every broadcast, it's like, okay, remember to go to put yourself on stage. Remember to put yourself on stage. I was so excited about all my pictures and doing all that. Oh my god. Holy crap, you guys. Okay. So remote viewing and the gate um, program. We've got lots of names floating around. We've got hey, hold on, let me have a discussion with my puppy. Okay, we'll see if talking works. Probably not. She's already started whining. Like, oh my god. Holy crap, I'm gonna lose my mind. The Sagittarius is like, stop being a whiner. Holy crap. So remote viewing. Remote viewing. Yeah, I've got my class. I did. It starts tomorrow at I pick if it doesn't work for you guys that time, just let me know. Um like, hey Kelly, this is a much better time or whatever. Um that seems to be a time when most of you guys are available. That's why I put it on there. But if there's another time, please let me know. And maybe we have two classes or something. We'll see. But it'll be a time for us to come together live, I guess, and do a class. It'll be on StreamYard, so we can record it. And if you guys want the recording and everything, we could do that. So I'm excited about it. Yeah. I just posted it because you guys. I'm sorry. I said this when I was like muted. My bad. You guys had requested a remote viewing class. It like once a week to meet where we're all there together, like live, doing activities and exercises and all of that with remote viewing and so forth. I've got it. Wait, make sure I do have it posted. Make sure. Okay, let me refresh the page and double check to make sure I posted it and see where it is. And see, I forgot what the picture was. It's not the picture I wanted. It wouldn't let me put the picture I wanted on there. I don't know why. I have no idea. Maybe it's because it was so wide. Oh. Okay, so it's on the second row. Like when you go onto the website kellyphoenix.com, it's on the second row, and oh my gosh, it's the only one with a teeny tiny picture on there. Okay, I'll get a better picture on there later, but for now you can find it because the picture is smaller. It's a bunch of blue whales, like blue whales swimming in the sky, which is basically the ocean of plasma. And anyway, so it's tomorrow at 11:30 Mountain Standard Time, or MST, whatever that Mountain Time, whatever Mountain Time is right now. It's 11:30 on Wednesdays. And again, if you're like, oh Kelly, that does not work out at all, send me an email, kelly@kellycoffee.com. For some reason, I'm not getting your messages on my website. I apologize, you guys. If you're like, why isn't Kelly writing me back? I wasn't getting your messages, so I don't know what has gone wrong on my website. Please write to me at kelly@kellycoffee.com. I think I've got it in the description box if you forget my email or whatever. But yeah, I'm starting up a class, so it'll be a cool time for all of us to get together and to be able to, again, like StreamYard, where we can all come together and in real time, do the exercises, because the workshops are fantastic. But like in a class, you can get immediate feedback. It's like, oh, that's not working. Why isn't it working? And then I'll look at your energy or something, whatever's going on. We're able to do it like on the spot in the classes. That's the beauty of the classes. So the classes are like an hour, and we do lots of exercises in there. And I promote, let's see, positive reinforcement, I guess. So if you're looking at, let's say the exercise is where We're looking at something and there's 10 things that are there and you see one thing. We don't sit there and get upset that we didn't see 9. We celebrate that one thing that we saw. See where I'm going with this? You're going to love this method. It feels so good to do. It feels very natural, and it gets you into your natural state where you're not stressing out about it. And then we talk about ways for you to practice at home by yourself. Yeah, I mean, awesome stuff, you guys. Awesome stuff. So yeah, check out my class. It starts tomorrow. It's, we all come together. I'll send you an email. I'll have your email addresses. I'll form a group, and then I'll send you. I'll email you the link to where we're going to meet, like StreamYard. And when you go in there, I'm sorry, I'm probably not saying this technically correct, but there's like StreamYard downloads itself or something like that after you click on it. I don't think you have to really do much, but just come in. So yeah, really excited. So excited to see you guys in the remote viewing class. And thanks, thanks for asking about that. Fantastic. So, and the remote viewing, it's remote viewing the future and like Project Looking Glass. When they could no longer see the future, I had military take my classes. Like they would have private sessions with me, and they're like, teach us how to remote view the future. And I'm like, well, that's fairly easy. And I taught them in like 30 seconds, really, is all you need to remote view the future. When you know what you're remote viewing. So who's super interested? Oh, yeah. Yeah, go sign up. And it'll be every week. Like every week I'll see who signed up, that week. And then you'll be in the next group to meet. But does that make sense? So you only sign up on the weeks that you want to take the class on that Wednesday. If Wednesday ends up being the day and 11:30 ends up being the time, then you sign up that week. And then I will see it in my back office that you signed up, and you'll join in the class that week. And then it's like, oh, I'm going to do it every other week or something like that, let's say. So then the next week you just don't sign up for that class. And then the week after that you sign up. And then you come into that class. Although what happens is, you guys, at the beginning, sometimes there'll be an influx of people that are like, oh my gosh, I want to do, it's, reasonably priced. Let's do Kelly's remote viewing class and all. And so you guys get in my class, and then we remote view, and then you become like master remote viewers in like 3 classes. And then there's hardly anybody to take classes, for a while, until maybe some other people come along or whatever. You guys wanted advanced class or something. So that's usually what happens with these. So what I usually do is I'll start out, I'll do the classes, and then sometimes after like 6 weeks to 2 months or so, then I just stop doing the classes, because everybody has become like a master remote viewer. So my job is done, and life goes on. So I've worked with a lot of people who've graduated, or whatever it's termed, from the Monroe Institute. So I've worked with a lot of them, and it's not in teaching them how to remote view better. Their time with me is spent letting go of the programming and allowing them to see from the God bubble perspective, instead of from the perspective inside of the matrix where they've been conditioned and programmed and controlled. So I teach you guys to see from a place from that place. There are no restrictions. There's no do not enter signs. Isn't that wonderful? See, it doesn't take like a year or two to learn how to remote view, to go through an institute or remote viewing university. But what does take 2 years is to program the mind to stay in your lane. Does that make sense? See, the gate kids, this was an attempt to shut all this down at an early stage. Those that they could not control, they funneled into their gateway program. The gateway program is the Monroe Institute. Does this make sense, you guys? So again, I worked with a ton of Monroe Institute graduates, and they come to me. Their remote viewing is very sparse and limited, and they hit a lot of do not enter signs. And they tend to do more private sessions with me. The ones from the Monroe Institute, the graduates. And most of the time, it only takes like one private session. And then it completely opens up their remote viewing to be able to see from the God bubble perspective everything without limits. It is just like an hour with me. Well, some of the top remote viewers like multiply their abilities overnight. What I see a lot of the time, if you have no remote viewing experience at all, and you come in usually in 3 classes, you've mastered everything. Not cool. Like 3 classes, you've mastered everything. The ones from the Monroe Institute, if they take a class, like a group class, sometimes it takes a couple classes for them to let go. They again prefer, because it's faster for them. You know, they've already been highly trained, and I'm not training them at all. I'm showing them how to let go of their training so they can see all the stuff that has a stop sign. Isn't that cool? Isn't that cool? This is what AI came up with for remote viewing. I gave it some instructions, and I guess I didn't do that great a job, but this is supposed to represent remote viewing. So yeah, remote viewing, the GATE program. In the remote viewing, that the GATE program, and then again the Gateway program, because it's still the Monroe Institute, but the GATE program, open the gate. Let's meet them in the schools. Let's either shut this down completely, redirect them to the Monroe Institute if they're going to get in a life of psychic work or whatever. Remote viewing, let's keep it under control so they can see but not see everything. Could you imagine having these seers but keeping them under control? Because from the God bubble perspective, you see everything. And for a government, if you will, that's trying to manipulate you and has top secret information, they can't have you seeing their top secret information. So they train you to see everything else but that. Very specific. And again, when I work with the Monroe Institute graduates, in 1 hour, I take away however many years they spent training them. Is gone. Is gone, and they are freely remote viewing from the God bubble perspective in 1 hour, you guys. So if you have had some remote view training in remote viewing or no training, once you understand what remote viewing is, and especially from the God bubble perspective, you're like, oh my gosh, I've been doing that my whole life. You realize that this remote viewing is just manipulation and distraction, keeping you busy. Now, the standard is, let's put them through the Monroe Institute so that they've got about a 70% success rate. In other words, they take someone who might naturally be remote viewing from the God bubble perspective and then limit their abilities over the course of 2 years. I hope this is helpful. I hope this makes sense. So, so when you're looking at the world's top remote viewers, the ones that become the most famous on TikTok and on YouTube and so forth are the ones that are not, 70% accurate and below. Does that make sense? Once you've got someone at a 100% looking from the God bubble perspective, 100% accurate, seeing all the classified documents, not only the classified documents, but you can see this entire reality and how it's constructed and how it interacts with everything else. You can see the plasma field itself. So, is that exciting? So I teach you to see everything. Now, if you're like, yes, I want to see those classified documents. Oh, now that I read them, I'm really mad. Oh, they're real and I'm scared. What's our reason for wanting to see things? Because ultimately, from the God bubble perspective, you realize you created everything. What are we fighting now? What are we fighting now? Kitty, you're at your remote view. That's an interesting question. Because to me, remote viewing is remembering who you are. You're the God that created everything and seeing your creation from that perspective. So, okay, Ken, how do I answer that question? Can you gear or maybe generate, or I'm not sure what or program, I don't know, AI to remote view? And then what is AI remote viewing? AI is remote viewing whatever is on the screen in the movie theater. That's all it's remote viewing, if there is any remote viewing. To me, remote viewing is your entire existence. Oh, thank you. Can you get AI to remote view? I would think the way that I teach you to remote view, it is not possible for AI to do that. But it could be possible to teach AI to remote view the Monroe Institute way. It's possible. And that should be scary. But in all of this remote viewing, you guys, I promote healing, letting go, allowing, and healing, because in the letting go and allowing and healing, when you see that, oh, I find myself in this toroidal field bubble, but I'm healed in it. So now that I'm manifesting instantly, I'm not manifesting instantly a nightmare. You guys, we're in the plasma right now. I know I'm not like in the middle of a map and telling you this, but we're in plasma. Act like it. What happens when you are in the plasma state? Go look at that workshop and sign up for my remote viewing class. You guys, it's on Wednesdays at 11:30 at that time, and date does not work for you during the week. Please let me know, and we'll look at some other alternatives for this class. I just put it out there because that seemed like a time when a lot of people are available. That's the only reason I picked that. So thegodbubble.com or kellycoffee.com or kellyphoenix.com, it takes you to the same place. Yeah, sign up for the remote viewing class. Holy crap. Because it's a class in letting go and allowing and healing. And in that healing, you see stuff. healing, you see things. You see things more clearly. And you realize it's your creation. We could go through some activities if you like. It's activities we've done before. And a lot of people like to do these activities again just to see how, if they're more advanced, I guess, how am I doing? And for some people, these activities, it's the first time that you're participating in this activity. If you want to do that to see if you think you might be good in this remote viewing class, let's see how you do with this activity. How's that? Let's do an activity. So the activity is, and some of you have done this activity before. If you want to do it again, it'd be like, oh yeah, I'm doing better. Look in front of you. What do you see? Is there, I'll just talk about my mug. I've got it's not really a mug. It's I guess it's more like a teacup. So I'm looking at my teacup with my avatar eyes. Now close the avatar eyes. In that place called imagination, you can see it. If you can see it, you can take my class. Now, let's see how far you can take this, being able to see it. With your eyes closed, you can still see the mug or whatever's in front of you. Now, with your eyes closed, look to the right of the mug. Look to the left of the mug. Without opening your eyes or turning around, look behind the avatar. That's what you call a mind's eye. And that mind's eye is, as it infers, it's the mind. The mind is the matrix. So you're in the matrix remote viewing now. Okay. Ta-da. If you're not able to do it, you're probably a non-player character and I can't help you. I'm so sorry. So, in this place with your eyes closed, look outside. You can look anywhere you want outside, front yard, backyard, outside your office. If you can do any of that, you've pretty much proven to yourself that the eyes of the avatar don't exist. This is just a reality bubble that you find yourself in. Playing a game, creating eyeball number 2 on the avatar to have binocular vision because you created a concept of time and a concept of space. So this is a good sign so far. Now, the ones that teach you to remote view capitalize on this mind's eye in remote viewing. This is a pushing and pulling type of a remote viewing that is very limited and you can be programmed not to see things. So good news day, you guys. Good news day. So from the God bubble perspective, remote viewing, there is no mind's eye because there's no mind. There's just a state of being. And in that state of being, you can have the experience of everything. In that plasma field. See, when you're in the plasma field, hold on, caveman picture alert. Caveman picture incoming. Caveman picture incoming. There we go. So when you're in a state of being, you find yourself in the God bubble, creating a plasma field, and the plasma field is the potential to be. You haven't beed yet. You haven't done anything yet. See, isn't this cool that you see this all the damn time, that I'm always talking about this? In other words, I'm always teaching you how to remote view. Every day. I'm just not calling it that. Isn't that cool? Isn't that cool? So in that God bubble place where you're not feeling any emotions at all, there's no vibrations, no frequencies, nothing. You have access to the entire plasma field. This is a big deal. The entire plasma field, before it has been activated, before the alarm goes off in the morning, it says, hey, make Avatar Kelly. In that plasma field, you access everything. Here's the deal, though. Once you start pushing and pulling, it's all over. Once you start pushing and pulling, it's all over. You're activating the potential field now with vibrations, frequencies, feelings, and emotions. And see how all of these kumbaya stuff is all about the frequencies, which might be helpful in letting go of shit. But if we're always pushing at frequency, we're never letting go and allowing ourselves to be in that plasma field. And that's what my plasma state workshop is about, is letting go to the point of being in the plasma field where you can access everything, but you're not mad. So when you're able to access the plasma field and manipulate the video game you're in, that you're not out there just flinging cars across. This is my fantasy. Flinging cars across town at your neighbors you're mad at. It's my superhero fantasy I have. If I'm mad at someone, look at This is good to know. Wow. So what are we remote viewing, actually? So we've got the God bubble position, the potential field, the plasma field, which in this illustration, all the dots represent toroidal fields that are being created on the surface. Like it can be just warbly where you don't see anything created, or you can have those dots on there. And then you've got the toroidal field with pure white light consciousness bubbles that come out that create an eyeball. And then this eyeball, this natural being, state of being in this reality, you look into a pyramid. I'm oversimplifying this, you guys, to show you where remote viewing is. Unless it's the God bubble remote viewing, that was the very beginning. Now when you start to look in the matrix or that pyramid looking thing, you start to look at it and you play the game when you're going up and down and up and down, and inside of that, that's where you're remote viewing. In fact, you could be remote viewing from the soul area, even taking another step, thinking you are real and this reality is real. I have limitations, or I find myself in the grid system, or I find myself projecting a body, or I find that this body is real. That's where you're remote viewing, like the Monroe Institute type of remote viewing. You're remote viewing from the matrix down. When I show you how to remote view, I show you from the God bubble perspective. At the very beginning, before the plasma sphere was even created, before potential was even created. So no matter the potential, you choose the feelings and the emotions as God to create, and you choose all the possibilities that you could create in that plasma. Isn't that cool? I think that's cool as fuck, you guys. I mean, this shows you how awesome this is. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I heard that, Ken. I think she's asleep now. Oh my gosh. I fed her, oh, I can't say, this morning. I think it gave her lots of calories. Let's see. I remote viewed somebody the other day about their intentions, and I saw them plugged into a hive mind. Ooh, Brian, awesome. Thing, and they were running a script. They were programmed to, or at least that's how I interpreted it. That's fantastic. That's fantastic. And another person, Brian, can be looking at the exact same thing and they see something completely different. They see it as, let's say, code. Like they look into a dimension and see the same intentions in the hive mind and everything in code, symbols and numbers and the alphabet and stuff. But both of you are looking at the same thing. Does that make sense, Brian? Both of you are looking at the same thing. This is you talking to yourself in a way that you understand best. Oh, I hope that was helpful. So you guys, when I teach you to remote view, and I've got it listed already on the website, and it's very reasonably priced. And the first class is going to be, sorry, it's short notice, but tomorrow at 11:30 Mountain Time is going to be the first class, and we'll meet weekly. Again, I don't know how many times we're going to meet because most people that take my class master remote viewing. Like if let's say you're a beginner, you master remote viewing in 3 classes. We have a good time in there too. we have a really good time in the classes. Oh my gosh. So I'm excited to be able to tell you guys about my remote viewing class. I did that this morning. I thought, let's go ahead and do it. Let's go ahead and do that remote viewing class and see where we go. Start on Wednesdays. If Wednesday doesn't work for you guys, write to me and let me know, like, oh, this is a better day of the week. And see if enough people, would want to do it on that date. But we could have more than one class, so don't worry about that, you guys. If it's like, oh, Wednesday doesn't work, write to me, tell me what day does work, and I'll see if I can make a class on that day and do that. Because you guys will come into my class, master it in 3 classes, and then all of my students are gone. I don't know if your students is the right word, but like that's what happens every time. So it doesn't take very long before I don't have a class every time I do this, because everybody graduates so quickly. Again, those that have graduated from the Monroe Institute, I work with or have worked with some of the top remote viewers on the planet, including Psychic Bob and so forth. Had Psychic Bob in my class, and his remote viewing abilities were just through the roof after he took my class. At the beginning, he didn't understand. Directed self-discovery is a little new to some people because most people are used to being programmed and just told what to do, told what to think, and so forth. And I come along and I just point you in a certain direction, and you're like, why are you pointing over there? No, serious, Kelly, why are you pointing over there? What's going on? Like what am I supposed to do when I get over there? And all I do is just point. And that's it. It's directed self-discovery. So finally you're like, oh my gosh, Kelly's not answering me. She's pointing. Like, fuck. Well, let me look over there. Whoa, what is that over there? Hey, Kelly, what is that? I don't say anything at this point. So you walk over there, you start to look at it. What is this thing? What does it feel like? What does it look like? What does it smell like? Self-discovery. Directed self-discovery. So I help you to go to places that you've never been to before. And I help you to, in your self-discovery when you get there. I want you to discover this yourself or you're not going to understand it. It's just another program. If I sit there and dictate it to you and, give it to you, it's just another program. But if you discover it yourself, And then later on, it's like, I wonder if other people know about this. And then you go on YouTube or something and someone else is talking about it. That's perfectly fine. It's like, oh, someone else saw this. But you discovered it yourself and you came to it with an open mind instead of being told what to do when you get there. That's what I do in my classes. And it's kind of hard for people. Again, it's part of the letting go and allowing process, and it can be a little uncomfortable. But it's so exciting. Again, go sign up for the class. The first one's tomorrow, and then we can create another class if you like at another time. And I'll have my schedule. So yeah, I'm so freaking excited about the remote viewing classes. So yeah. Do you guys mind if I take Puppy outside? Give me like 5 minutes or one song to take Puppy outside. Good grief. Puppy, you need to go potty? Like, what's going on? Or is this just one of my friends looked up, I think, it wasn't the Border Collie. I think it was the Australian Shepherd. If it's not the top one, it's in the top of the needy dogs. They're so needy and clingy. And because I was like, this is not normal. This is not normal. I understand being affectionate and all, but it's like raising an autistic child. They don't want you out of their sight. Like, it's like the kids just sit there and entertain themselves. Well, some autistic kids. And I'm not talking parking them in front of a video game, by the way. That's programming. So, yeah, if you guys don't mind, thank you. Thank you. Let's put that up there. Puppy break. And let's get a picture for puppy break. What picture should we put up there? Let's see. Puppy break picture. We could put your cute picture up, Puppy. Or a picture of, I saw, I don't know if it's true or not, random person on TikTok. They were talking about, from the history, whether it's true or not, the history that we were told, there were timelines. And you start to look at the timelines and when people were begatting these people and whatever. And then there's children, they live for a long time. And it's like, this is how long Adam lived. And it was just fascinating to me, not all the details and the names and everything, but to look at it and be like, this is, I hope did I favorite it? I think I favorited it. I hope I did. Like, I saw the patterns when they were branching out, like, this person went over here and they started having a bunch of kids, and these people had a bunch of kids, and this is how long they lived and stuff. Like, when they were mapping all of that out, it was so fascinating to see the patterns come out. That's that pattern recognition stuff. So anyway, so while I know this isn't the whole picture, you guys, where did I put the whole picture of this? Anyway, it's all I've got for now. I forgot the people at the beginning, but they're all about the same height. Now, I don't know if it's true or not. Again, random person on TikTok, do your own research. Don't believe anything I say. Random person that acted like he knew what he's talking about said, well, let's talk about Noah's wife. Noah's wife was a giant, he said. And the sarcophagus was 18 feet. Do you call it tall or long? I don't know if it was lying down or not. Yeah, 18 feet. So 18 feet means possibly, 16 feet tall, maybe? 16, 17 feet tall if it's 18 feet, potentially. Because I was looking up, I think it was Moses one time. They were talking about how tall Moses was. And Moses was pretty fucking tall. Like, when you start to look at statues they call it by different names, but it's still Moses. Those that most of us know as Moses goes by different names in different cultures. And he has horns. No, that's Noah. in the heights. So you got Noah, last of the tall ones. And then God said, thou shalt eat the animals that you saved from the planet. Yes, that's your dinner. And then like Top Chef and Iron Chef were born. This is the best way to roast an ark animal. Yes. Oh, this one that flies, this ark animal. Sous vide. Yes. Let's sous vide this ark animal. And then that happened. The rest is history. Okay, so I'm going to go take Puppy outside. I'll see you guys in a few minutes. Thank you. Thank you so much for letting me take a puppy break. right. Hey guys, it's me, Kelly. I'm back. The piece was very short-lived. Had a few dogs run by, so that took a little longer than expected. If she's doing very well with the one neighbor down there. I said, be a good neighbor, and she's for the most part being a good neighbor. So, unless there's a surprise. Thank you guys for your patience. Whew. What is going on? Puppy break. Right, let's get going. I know, right? Let's get going. So, remote viewing. Remote viewing. Isn't it really nice knowing that these bodies are not real? If you did the activity a while ago, did anybody do the activity? That was kind of cool, wasn't it? But that mind's eye, again, if you're able to roam around and see one thing at a time, like I'm looking in one direction and I see a table, and then let's say I go up a little bit higher, and now I see a house. I go up a little higher, now I see a city. I go up a little higher, I see a state. Up a little higher, I see a continent. So it doesn't matter what level you're looking on with that mind's eye. You're still in the matrix. And you're seeing the matrix. And there's lots of rules. There's lots of do not enter signs in the matrix. Good news. Instead of all of those colorful layers down below, when I teach you the God bubble perspective, the God bubble system for remote viewing, you are in the God bubble viewing the potential field. Isn't that cool? It's like, oh, I'm going to remote view Area 51. I'm in the middle of my living room and I'm going to see it. Push-pull remote viewing. You're in the matrix. Okay, now I'm in the God bubble. Before I created anything, then I created a plasma field. And in that plasma field is the potential to create Area 51. So I'm looking at the potential to create Area 51. So I see everything about Area 51, everything it is, everything it could be, and more. I also see that myself as God programmed all these do not enter signs and all these psychic ninjas that were like, don't come in and look. Like myself as God, that was so clever of me. Oh, aren't I awesome? Isn't that cool, you guys? So, Monroe Institute graduates can't see things like Area 51. When you look through the God bubble perspective, not only do you see Area 51 for what it is, if you know about it, it's not a big deal. It's like the public version of what's going on. So what are we going to make palatable to the public? But you can also remote view Area 54, where you find gray type beings, very tall with very large heads, double hemisphere. And experiments are going on that include these beings and technology. And the best way I can describe what I see happening is those that are native to the planet. They're taking it's white, They take it out of the body and they put it in a new body. I don't know what to call it, because let me describe how it's shaped. Now, you guys, when you guys are like walking around and like, hey, Kelly, I'm doing a session with you, or I'm in a class with you, can you look at my energy? I will see a spirit stick in most all of you guys. Like, you're here operating with a spirit stick. Because you're like, that spirit stick, you can tell to move right or left. So you appear like that. The experiments that I saw going on in putting white light from one to another, so you're pushing and pulling. So what have we learned about pushing and pulling? If you're letting go and allowing, it's pure white light consciousness bubbles. If you're pushing and pulling, it's the white light that you see on this pyramid towards the top. Is pure white light awareness. So they're taking this white light awareness, which is not pure consciousness. So you're not like a being that's continuing to produce consciousness like these avatars do. Like the humans, there's two total fields that come from the heart area that just spit out these pure white light consciousness bubbles all the time. Isn't that cool? But then you start pushing and pulling, and it's to no avail. Like, there's no advantage to that at all. Pushing and pulling is the white light in the matrix. Does this make sense, you guys? Gosh, I hope this makes sense. So then this, what looks like a human, they take some the white light out of it, and the white light they take out of it is shaped just like that human. Does that make sense? It's not a white light stick. It's not a glob of white light. It's shaped exactly like them. Like arms and fingers and so forth, and a nose. And it's white. And then it comes out of them, and then they put it again in another body that looks just like that one. And that white light fits in it. Now, you guys, I have seen in the fourth dimension being AI, a computer program, running the program, the monitor, everything's all in one, like the fourth dimension. It's a gaming world of the Matrix. So you get in the fourth dimension. You're looking at characters and beings that are generated by the computer. And when I look at what I affectionately say is stick driven, do they have a spirit stick, which is a piece of, hold on, is that thing right there? Do they have a spirit stick, or is there whatever their being is shaped like? Is it completely full of that white light and exactly the same shape as the character? So in the fourth dimension, the characters that were created by the AI fourth dimension, the fourth dimension creates the third dimension. Doesn't that explain a lot? Those characters had more white light than what was surrounding them, but there was no stick. It wasn't that bright white light stick. So then what are they creating? Are these clones? These non-player characters that they're creating, where they've got awareness and they're programmed, but they don't have the ability to say no because they don't have that white light stick in them. So when I see, someone returns, or they just go into another body, that kind of concept. Like this being is living a long time from going from body to body to body. That idea. every time I see that happening, I don't see a white light stick transfer. I just see that shape of white energy. In other words, they're not stick driven, meaning you make your own decisions. I mean, right and left has already been determined, but you get to decide at the moment whether you want to go right or left. You're the one playing the video game. Isn't that cool to know? You guys? Oh my gosh. So cool to know. So, these entities, if you will, that come in these bodies. I'm so and so of the so and so dynasty, or whatever their royal papers are. Well, I can see how in that white light, it's got, let's say, all the memories. How do you behave? What do you say? How do you dance and sing and frolic and saute snow peas and stuff. Like, all of that is in that white light on how to play the role and to behave like it. But that is a programmed being. Does that make sense? It may look like the entity, act like the entity and all, but it isn't. It's just all of the memories and behaviors and so forth. I think you guys sense that. There are all these. Okay, since we're in a simulation, and the simulation that we've had so many loops in it, this is a consequence to reincarnation and so forth. There's so many realities right now that it's like maxed out and collapsing on itself. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense to you guys. I'm gonna have to. I don't know what I said, so probably have to go back and watch this. So, in a simulation that is overpopulated, let's say, or the concept of overpopulation, which makes no sense when I do the research. Hey, you do your own research. But starting at a certain date, where it's like, oh, there's not very many people on the planet. It's more than you can have over for dinner because you only have so many place settings. But as far as a planet goes, it's like, that's not very many people. And then this population explosion to up to 8 billion or thereabouts. I'll throw out 8. So a planet up to 8 billion. Now, I never did the math. You guys, I never did the math. When you go and calculate birth rates, 2.3 kids per whatever, and so forth. When you start to do that, and then you go, oh, wait a minute. Minor error. Instead of, I'm sorry, I forgot what the numbers were that I was plugging in. Instead of 2.3 children per whatever couple, or however they deemed it, to just make things stabilized, not even have any more extras, just to stabilize, it would take every 10 years, 2.3 children every 10 years of that person's life to actually grow the population properly. And that's not what's going on. I mean, that I see. You tell me. So then I start doing the math and going, oh, wait a minute. It looks like there was this huge influx of people. It's like, good luck. And they had children and stuff like that, to where we didn't have a population explosion. But why? Okay, think about this. Why are these concepts put in front of us? Every concept, if you think every concept that has been put in front of us since birth is not true, and the opposite is true, and we've been told, oh no, we're being overpopulated, the population is high. Just let's look at what the opposite is. Oh no, the population is declining and there's not very many people left. What if that was true? The opposite of what we've been taught and told. And when I start to look at the math, and go do your own math, you guys go look. There's people out there that are so smart. They did the math too. Go listen to them. So I do the calculations. It looks like we're in a horrible population decline before roughly 2019 and 20 or so. Before all of those shenanigans. So when AI, the fourth dimension, has created the third dimension to have such a huge population, and the story's gotten absurd. It's not even believable anymore. The plot line. Am I right? You woke up and it's like, the fuck is going on? None of this makes any damn sense. Fuck this shit. What the fuck? No. What the world? How does a simulation get rid of non-player characters? Or if it's not a non-player character, it's the concept that there's people. Like, did you ever see 8 billion people? You guys, have you seen 8 billion people? Did you ever go to check and see if that's really true? Like, you go to all these regions and start adding up who lives there? Now, another question. Are all of these places on the map that you have not visited, do they even exist? Huh. I mean, none of this exists. We're in a simulation, but... Huh. Oh, Brian. Oh, wait, yeah. Makes total sense. Oh, thank you, Brian. Sometimes I don't know if I'm making sense or not. The reincarnation cycle maxed out. And now, oh, that's what I said. Okay. Because like when I said that, I was like, I think something intelligent came out of my mouth. I don't know what it was. So, thank you. Reincarnation cycle maxed out. And a simulation imploding on itself. Yes, yes. No worries, Sarah. See you later. Uh-huh. You have an awesome day. Yeah, Brian. The simulation is maxed out. It's the music is so off, and it's kind of hard to watch, and you just feel unsettled the whole time you watch it. So if you do, be prepared for that you may not feel good while you're watching 1899. It's Netflix, right? I think it's on Netflix. 1899. Hold on, let me check. I don't want to lead you astray. 1899. Let's see. Yes. Okay, yes, it is. Let me make sure it's a series. Let me see how many seasons there are. 8 episodes total. So 2. I don't see a season 2 or anything like that. Just one project in and of itself. 1899. Yes. Okay. The 1899 is the feeling that I get into takes me to that place. How do I explain this? There was this weird, do you call it dystopian, kind of a surreal, unsettled, everything is off type feel. Yeah, the music is very unsettling. So you either leave it with everybody speaking a different language. Sorry, I have something on my screen. Oh, there we go. Everybody's speaking another language. And so you either do that and read the subtitles, and you're glued to the subtitles the whole time. Or you set it as, whoever the voiceovers are, to put it all in English. And, whatever you do, it's still off. But you see these realities inside of these realities, inside of realities, inside of realities. Where, again, the one that has really impacted me recently, and then some other, like either TV series or movies and all have kind of come forward. Like, oh my gosh, like the Nines. This is the one that's impacted me hugely. The Nines. Thinking, okay, a different meaning, but look for the nines, and it's repeated over and over and over again. How many different versions of himself do you see on there? Was there 3 or 4? I think ultimately, didn't he do like 80 or so? I think is what he said. According to the people that came to do the intervention, he'd been there for 4,000 years. So think, if you've created this world, you're a creator being, you've created this world, and you keep getting more and more inside of this world. The more inside you get it, the deeper you get, you forget that you created it. Maybe it's been 4,000 years. You forgot. There's something about that hit home about waking up, or at least waking up on some level. So is this all just one big waking up and realizing we created all of this and all the characters in it? Whoa, you guys. I think that's what this awakening is for us to get at, for a lot of us, the lowest point in our life. Where what used to be a support system, what's that? Purging things, people. Then isolating yourself. Isolation, part of the healing. Part of the healing process. All by yourself, thinking you're going insane. Or am I just talking about myself again? Extreme energies. Very extreme. Have we been stripped of almost everything? These are all the systems that are coming down. All of these systems that were not natural are failing. Because we are the ones creating everything. We're still grasping at old programs to continue creating this reality together. Think of that over generations and generations. Like you tell the tale, but it gets watered down, and we're still on, let's see, a few generations old information, and we're creating a reality. It's not going to be the same. It's going to break down. We're creating a reality that existed when we were unhealed. We let go of all of that. So we're still trying to create this unhealed reality. And it's disjointed. I've seen movies where, because it's the person that's inside of this, let's say this alien program or something like that. Like their mind has to fill in the blanks. Like there's a book there, but you open it up and all the pages are blank. But then you start to think about, was it Moby Dick? I'm trying to remember the movie even, you guys. I forgot. I'm probably butchering it. But something like Moby Dick, let's say. Oh, remember that book. And then the book again that has blank pages. The story of Moby Dick starts to be written in the book, but the story that was written in the book is the story he remembers. And we all remember things differently, don't we? We read a story or it's read to us. So then in his world that he's creating is a fragmented version of Moby Dick, or whatever it was in the third dimension, let's say. Does this make sense how you create your reality based on your memories and so forth? So because we're not locked into a certain way of doing things, we're moving forward and we can't keep this reality together. It's falling apart. And so in that, the program, the AI is trying to figure out all the reasonable ways that these non-player characters can disappear. What if all the scary stuff happened? Yeah, a bunch of people would go away if that happened. Well, let's do that. Because we find ourselves in fear, creating the end game in fear. Instead of, oh, I've made my peace with this world, I'm going to let go. And you find yourself in the plasma while you're watching the world that you thought was real disintegrate. Does that make sense? Does that make sense, you guys? And yeah, take my, looks like somebody signed up. So, take my remote viewing class, you guys. It's tomorrow at 11:30. It's going to be a StreamYard link where we get in there. We can record it if we want to, and I can send it to you guys, like a link to it and all, if you want to do that. Oh, is that you? I'm so excited about this. Let me check, because I never want to put people's names out there. So I'm so excited, Ken. You're going to be, you put it out there, so it's okay for me to say, I think. I'm sorry if I've misstepped or misunderstood. Oh, but Ken's going to be in the remote viewing class. Oh my gosh, you're going to have the best time. You're going to love this. You're going to love it. It can be so casual. Like, you don't even have to turn your camera on, if you don't want to. You can if you want to. Just, it's such a casual class. And people that take my classes and stuff, sometimes they're commuting, or they've got, the camera and the audio off, and they've got kids running around. There's everybody comes to this class differently. So don't think that everything has to be perfect in your world to come to that class. Again, just mute your camera or your audio, whatever's appropriate, and we can roll with it. I'm for like whatever works. Let's get there. In the 30-day manifestation challenge, it's so cool because sometimes someone will be in an appointment. They'll take us along with them. So that's how they are in class. They're commuting. And when in the 30-day manifestation class, one person, she came public. I don't want to say her name now, but she did go public and talk about this. That I can't remember how many. She took a lot of my 30-day manifestation classes, challenge classes. She did so well. She healed so much. I'm so proud of her. And if you want to put it in the category of hoarding, like, she had so many clothes that she hadn't even taken the tags off of, and so forth. And they were good clothes and all that. Her letting go of them, she went through the process in class of sorting through them and everything. So we were there in class, and we got to watch her sort through her clothes and process them, and box them up and decide what clothes go where, what are going to be donated, what are going to go to be like the resale shop, and so forth. Was giving to friends, and some stuff was thrown away. And so from a person having probably a department store worth of clothing to sorting through that, like, wow, what healing in that letting go process. That was so cool. So that's how you guys come to these classes, as long as it's not disrupting anything, and her sitting there quietly sorting through clothes and all while we're doing the class and the exercises and all wasn't disturbing anything at all. So yeah, show up and let's have a good time. uh, your skill level, just understanding what remote viewing is in the first place, is huge. And then immediately after that, doing a lot of practicing and exercises and so forth, when you understand what's going on. And again, my methods are, if we're remote viewing something and there's 10 things there, and you see one of them, that you celebrate seeing the one thing instead of punish yourself or, I'm not worthy because I didn't see the other nine. We don't go there. So you're going to love the process. It's going to feel so good, and it's a lot of letting go and allowing is what it is. Slow deep breathing. There's that going on. It's very simple, so that it's repeatable. It's simple so that it's repeatable. Isn't that cool? And then we just practice it and practice it, and it reinforced what remote viewing truly is. And just by understanding what remote viewing is, your ability to remote view skyrockets. Skyrockets. Like the ones that are Monroe Institute graduates. Sorry. Hold on a second. Oh my gosh. Sorry about that. Woo! Did I exercise today? I brought her inside. I don't even know what she's barking at. So she's inside. We'll see how we do. Woo! So yeah, I'm so excited about the remote viewing class. So you learned what is remote viewing, and immediately your world changes. And you realize how much you're creating that you didn't know you were creating. Like you were in fear and anger, and you watched some sci-fi movie. Let's say you watched a sci-fi movie. Now, I'm not saying like this is your imagination, you're making stuff up. Well, everything's made up, by the way, but you are literally taking the idea of these alien monsters, let's say. And at night, you're abducted by these alien monsters and you're in fear and anger. Like, I'm scared of these alien monsters and I'm mad at you. I don't want to punch you in the throat. So we create realities all over the place. You can call them dimensions or whatever. You're always creating wherever you get an idea. You're creating in those realms. So if it's like, I'm tired of being abducted or whatever's going on, that's negative. Well, when you look at that, that's the exact same experience you're having in the third dimension with everything. It's like, oh, I have to stay at this job. I'm anchored to this job. I can't leave it. I can't leave this town. I can't do this. Limited and all over the place. And we limit ourselves. Oh my gosh, puppy. What was I talking about? I don't even know what I was talking about. Anyway, remote viewing. Oh my God. Are you serious? You've already had pumpkin spice latte. And you've had turkey broth. You've had all of that. Yeah, we just haven't done lunch yet. Yeah, haven't done lunch yet. You guys, wait, hold on. Let me. Okay, give me like 30 seconds. Sorry about that. I did not realize what time it was. I'm gonna go. I went ahead and fed her. Oh, thank you so much, Ken. Oh my gosh. Ugh, that really satisfies her. Like after she has that, she's satisfied for a long time. When I give those to her. So yeah, I went ahead and fed her. So just get it over with. Get it over with. So yeah, remote viewing. So Ken's gonna be there, and it's tomorrow at 11:30. So I'll talk about it again tomorrow. The remote viewing class, and it's gonna be every week. The remote viewing class, and if Wednesday at 11:30 Mountain Time does not work for you, please send me an email, kelly@kellycoffee.com. Let me write it. It's in the description box, I think, you guys. If it isn't, let me just write it real quick. Kelly at Kelly, what's my name? What's my name? There we go. Boom. Okay. So Kelly at kellycoffee.com, and let me know, like, hey, Wednesday's not my best day. Like I've got Thursdays off or so or whatever. Let me know about those things, and we'll see if there's anybody else that would be a good time to be able to do that. And instead of just one class, again, I could have another opportunity for those that doesn't work with their schedule. Wednesday at 11:30, and again, I'm Mountain Time. So when you're like writing to me, make sure I know your time zone and all that, and be all like, oh hey Kelly, 1 o'clock Mountain Time would be better for XYZ because it's my lunch break or something. Like let me know about stuff like that, and again, I might not be able to accommodate everything, but let's see what we can do to be able to schedule this where you guys can actually attend it. A lot of them are like, hey, if you go to the workshop or not, great. And then here it's on demand now. And you guys do a really good job with the on demand. This one, I don't see there being any benefit at all to an on demand for the remote viewing, because to remote view on such a good level so fast, one-on-one interaction, in my opinion, is necessary for that. And that's why I have these remote viewing classes. And so, well, one person came into one of my classes, and at the beginning, we're just kind of talking about, why are we there? What's our goals or whatever. And one of them was like, oh yeah, I just came here to hang out. And I thought it would be cool to, just hang out. So they weren't even there for the remote viewing. They were like, they just wanted to spend time in there with people of like a like mind and all. I mean, they got a benefit and everything, but they weren't even there for the remote viewing. I just want to hang out. I thought that was cool. And they didn't disrupt or anything, so it was not a big deal. And they ended up remote viewing. Yep. Skipper, Skipper. There we go. So the remote viewing classes, it's a very positive environment, very encouraging, very supportive of wherever you are. In fact, like if you're going to have any training, if you've graduated from the Monroe Institute or you're one of the top remote viewers in the world, you might want to book a personal or private session with me. Um, and then, that intense one-on-one, I think you would be able to, just in one meeting with me, uh, be in a good place, and then self-sustaining after that. Like you know what to do from the God Bellow perspective, and what to let go of, and everything. It's that magpie again. Wait, it's called a magpie, right? We looked that up the other day. So so yeah, the ones that are, or like that 30-day manifestation challenge. Psychic Bob took that one. Now, Psychic Bob, when he was remote viewing on feeling alone, like something that haunted him. And after that, he was 100% accurate after that. But at the very beginning, when he was kind of learning how to read people and looking at their bodies and stuff, he misread the C word. Something that's a lump and it's the C word. And it's like haunted him ever since, that it drove him to make sure. Sorry, I'm pushing this back. Oh, there we go. It drove him to do better. To be 100% accurate. But I mean, she got tested and everything and found out, but still, he was not accurate, and it haunted him. It bothered him. So, when he took my class, I said, "Oh, hey, we talked about this. He doesn't mind me saying this, you guys, because he talked about it on my show and everything." So he didn't or wouldn't now mind at all. So, so I was like, well, let's, and this is remote viewing, what you would call the past. So, I said, let's look at that. You guys, I can't remember what it is, so I'm just going to make this up. I'll just say it's her liver, because I can't remember. I'm so sorry for making this up. So, so what I said, let's look at her liver with the C word, going on with the liver. Let's look at that. And Psychic Bob was like, no, that's the past. You can't look at, the past or whatever. So from the God Bubble perspective, teaching him remote viewing, I showed him that there was no such thing as the past. It's just a reality bubble. And that's it on the surface of the God Bubble. That's all. We label it as past because to have this experience, we put all this stuff in a row to have this experience. And some rules where you can't skip around, go forward or backwards. You have to stay on a path and everything. So he saw it as, oh, this is just I don't know if this is the right words, but like a target location to view, to remote view. So then he was there again with that lady, with her, again, I forgot what, the liver or whatever, like her liver with the C word. It was the C word. And so I was like, well, how are you remote viewing this? Or how are you seeing this? And of all your senses. And he was like, oh, I felt it. Almost like he's using his, his hands as like a focusing technique, and he can feel the tumor with his hands. I almost said the word. Oh my gosh, I hope I get in trouble for that. I said the C word. If you talk about it, please say C word in the comments. So I helped him to see it better. I said, now let's look at it. So while you're there and you can feel it, open the eyes, to your mind's eye or whatever. Open your eyes and look at it. Oh, and suddenly he could see it.
And then it was like, can you smell it? And he described a certain smell to it. And I said, oh, that's just gross. Taste it. He says, no, no, no. And he, described it. Um, and then what do you hear as well? And so he heard certain sounds. So isn't that cool? Where he was very accurate in the very limited way that he was examining people, like oh, this liver has the C word, right, right here, or a lump. Let's just call it a lump. Has a lump. Now he was using all his senses, and not just all his senses, but also like I don't know if you want to call it intuition. Is that one of your senses? Is that one of your spidey senses? So this is what we do in the remote viewing class, is show you fully how to remote view something, because a lot of you are remote viewing with one of your senses. We just go to that place and show you that you can see it with all of them, with your eyes, your nose, your mouth, your ears, your touch. All kinds of stuff. We do all kinds of exercises, remote viewing exercises. My favorite one, if you're scared of caves, you don't have to cave with us. So some people like, screw a cave, I'm going on the beach when I do these exercises. And we do the exercises with all of your senses and remote view. Caves, beaches, and whatever you want to remote view. I mean, I want you to enjoy the class, remote view whatever you want. It was kind of cool when we kind of shared an experience of remote viewing together in the cave. Sometimes someone turns around and goes, oh my God, I see you. Like another person in class, and they see them in the cave. Sometimes that will happen. That's why I like to put them together. I don't tell them it's going to happen. It just happens spontaneously sometimes. And they're like, hey, does your hair look like this? And you're wearing this, that, and the other. Let's say their camera's off. They're like, yeah, that's me. I've got glasses on. That's me. I'm so excited, you guys, about this class tomorrow. I'm so freaking excited. Oh, because I haven't gone to class with you guys in a while. Been able to just talk to you, see what's going on with you guys, and where you are, and how I can support you. Understanding that you're the one supporting yourself. You're the one supporting yourself. So let's look at. Oh, here we go. So the remote viewing. These are 1 hour classes. And oh my gosh, you guys. Not only do we do a bunch of exercises and perspective changes and so forth, and only if you want to. I mean, if you do the activities, they tend to work. But go home, and I've got a lot of activities for you to do at home if you want to. And that's a healing process in and of itself. It's like, oh, I could just beat myself up for not doing those activities Kelly told me to do for 3 days. Instead, on day 4, I did one of those activities Kelly told me to do, and I'm going to celebrate doing the activity. Everything is an opportunity to let go, allow, and heal in this process. Everything is an opportunity, you guys. Because remote viewing, I want to push and pull and see, but then you see something, it's like, oh, I wasn't ready for that. Now that I can see it, I'm on a higher level, I'm going to push and pull and fuck everything up really good now. Or, wait a minute, instead of pushing and pulling and getting up there in an unhealed state and then falling back down when I stop huffing and puffing and blowing that white light out, what if I just start letting go, allowing, and healing? And it's just layer by layer, and I don't know, and I have to know what I'm letting go of. Whoo! It's just slow, deep breathing. Breathe in, acknowledge, breathe out,
release, relax, let go from head to toe, 2 to 20 minutes a day. Holy shit, that will change your life. And then when you let go of something, you go, oh, I know what I just let go of. See what these are. When you do something for 10 times a day for 3 days, what this is a self-awareness activity. It's a self-awareness tool. You know, it's like my neck is always tense. Oh my gosh, my neck is always tense. Okay, so 10 times a day for 3 days, I'm going to relax from head to toe, really, really focusing on the neck. So hour number 1, let's say, or time number 1. Relaxation, 2 to 20 minutes. Oh, my neck feels better. Okay, your alarm goes off, another hour. Oh my gosh, my neck is tense again. Wow, I don't know when that happened, but my neck is tense. It was completely relaxed like an hour ago. Kumbaya, do my head to toe breathing, slow deep breathing, 2 to 20 minutes. The third time, the fourth time, the fifth time. Usually, I mean, please don't like take this as everybody has to be here. Not that 6th or 7th or 8th time. You go, hey, wait a minute. Like about 20 minutes after you relaxed, your boss walked in, said something to you, and your neck stiffened up. And you became aware of that. You became aware of that. So see how this is a self-awareness exercise? So you will get to the point in this exercise where you're noticing the neck is tensing up before your alarm goes off. See how helpful this is? And then in the process, you're repeating something over and over and over. It's reinforcing it. You're in this wonderful energy, and you're only going to be manifesting awesome things in the process. Isn't that good to know, you guys? Like, holy freaking crap. These are AI generated pictures. I'm sure you're aware. Ah, doesn't this just feel better? This feels better, knowing that you guys are going to get help. Oh, I had someone else sign up. Holy crap. How exciting. So I've got 2 people now in my remote viewing class for tomorrow. I'm so excited, you guys. Again, if look on thegodbubble.com and you'll find it. It's the one with the whales. I'm going to put a better picture on there. Sorry about that. I'm going to put a square picture. I think is what it's wanting to make it look good. I'll be seeing you tomorrow. I'll probably do a live tomorrow morning before we meet at 11:30. So you can also sign up tomorrow and be able to get the class too. And then we'll just play. How about that? We'll just play it by ear, week by week. Because about 3 classes for most people and their master remote viewers. The Monroe Institute graduates, 1 session with me, and they're good. So when I open these classes up, it doesn't mean forever. It's really until the people that want to go to the remote viewing class right now process through. And sometimes it's 3 weeks. Sometimes someone will come like every other week or something like that for like 6-week period. And they're like, oh, I'm good. So when I start these classes, like this will be my first one tomorrow. Within 2 to 3 months, I'm not doing the class anymore. At least for that time, until there's another demand for me to do another remote viewing class. And then I go from there. And again, I just play it by ear. All right, you guys, thanks for hanging out. I appreciate you. You guys are cool. You guys are awesome. And I'm going to take care of my little spoiled little thing over here. Oh, I think that, oh gosh, you ate the whole thing. She ate the whole thing. And now she's down for the nap. Now she's going comatose. She's so happy. All right, you guys. Let's see. thegodbubble.com to sign up for the remote viewing class. The first one starts tomorrow. We're tentatively scheduling these on Wednesdays at 11:30. If there's a better time, please write to me at kelly@kellycoffee.com. Like a time and day, and we'll see if we can accommodate. Oh, thanks, Brian. Thank you. So this is really exciting. Really exciting to see you guys develop in understanding what. Once you know what remote viewing is, again, your life will completely turn around. Because what you've been told that remote viewing is not. It's just jumping through hoops in the matrix and getting you caught in the matrix even deeper. I show you a way to remote view from the God bubble perspective where there are no limits. In fact, where nothing's been created yet, not even a plasma field. Wow. Now that's a position of power. Well, I love you guys. Thank you for hanging out. I'll see some of you in class tomorrow. And the rest of you guys, I'll see you on the next video.
Realm of dreams where the stars align. Kelly Coffee takes you on a ride divine. In her God bubble we soar through the night. Exploring the universe, our vision takes flight. The symphony of galaxies fills the air. Come with me, let's ride on the cosmic breeze. With Kelly Coffee we'll journey through galaxies. In the God bubble we'll explore the unknown. A grand adventure like no one.